This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up part works that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the part work so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on, and let me know how I'm getting on as well. I'd like feedback of all types. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Let's get on with it. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and welcome to issue 33 of Building Your Own R2-D2. This is 1/3 of the way through the entire build, and basically we've done a leg. He's got 3 legs, so that sounds about right. It isn't, I don't know, we haven't started on the body yet, but we've done most of the framework of the head. Today we are looking at the magazine, and then we're assembling the ring frame and doing a little bit more with the leg. So yeah, let's get on with that. First of all, we're animating the AT-ATs or the AT-ATs, depending on who you talk to as to how it should be pronounced. I normally go with AT-AT because it's just easier, isn't it? Yeah, so detailing the walker, it's all good. It's quite an iconic, I say ship, vehicle is the word I'm looking for, really. It doesn't, I wouldn't want to build a part work one particularly, although there is one apparently has been tested and teased. But yeah, I suppose it could be quite interesting, but it's got internal things and stuff, but the head's nice, but the body's just a big, yeah. The Rose series, a childcare and nanny droid, from either Rebels or the Clone Wars, that sort of art style. I don't know anything about that. Self-replicating robots, that's very, very scary to me. A robot that builds other robots, that's Terminator stuff, and that's the end of the world, and we don't need that. Please, let's not do that. Did we learn nothing from films? Yeah, they're going to end up with our 3PO's head on top of it. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Right, I think we are now onto the buildy part of the video. If I can turn over a single page instead of 2. Yes. Dome frame and foot parts. We're finally finishing the framework for the dome with a 3rd section of this. We've got the power bus cables, which we're not using yet, and the foot base. So let's move things out of the way. We shall see about fitting the foot base. Funnily enough, it's fitted to the foot. I've got the leg here. These are the power bus cables, which are sealed in a bag, and they shall remain sealed in that bag until we need them. They obviously fit excuse me, into the front of the foot there, and then go into the power thing that's going to be put onto the side there in an upcoming episode. Right, I have raided my screws hot and hopefully found all the right ones for this whole section of build. We've got these we're using now, these we're using for the ring, and then when we're fitting the ring to the frame, we're using all of these. I might have counted the right number. We'll find out when we get there. First of all, we're going to assemble the foot base with the entire assembly. It goes only one way round. You've got the little notches for the sensors to come out of. It goes on there a bit like that and finishes off the look of the outside of the foot. That is held in place with 6 of these screws. Not difficult stuff to do with this. It's a screw. It goes on the end of the screwdriver. You put it in the hole and you tighten it up. Why is that not going in there properly? I say it's not difficult, and I've already had trouble with it. How's that? So yeah, they go in there. I won't bother filming all of this for you, but basically 6 screws. Actually, I will bother. If I'm going to have to sit through it, then you're also going to have to sit through it. They've put in these 6 screws in these 6 holes. You may have noticed that I'm not tightening up any of them as yet. As ever, it's always a good idea to make sure everything lines up and fits properly before you tighten anything up. So all 6 of those have indeed gone in there. So now I can go back and tighten up. This is obviously not a load bearing piece of any description. It's a decorative cover, so you don't need to do it up silly tight, and it is only plastic that it's going into, so do it up tight enough so it's not going to come undone, but don't go overboard and strip the threads. Well, you won't strip the thread on the screw, you'll strip the thread inside the plastic bit. So yeah, there we have that. That is now looking quite nice. I like that. I like that quite a lot. So that is that. We shall then move that out of the way and bring back some parts from the before times. We have 3 of these little brackets that hold things together, and the other 2 of these rings. Now, it is important to get them in the right way round. This one has DF39 written on it, so I'll put that down there. This one has DF38 written on it, and this one has DF40 written on it. So you have the side with the writing and the little arrow upwards, and these go underneath, but they go together a bit like that. And then the screw goes in from the top, not those screws. Don't use those screws, they're for later. So the screw will go through, just go through the ring piece and actually screw into the bracket. So let's get those in again, not tight, we'll put them in loose to make sure everything lines up, because you do need a little bit of wiggle room on some of this. So I'm going to put that one in there. First, before I even worry about the last piece. That one in there. I find the fewer pieces I've got floating around and worrying about, the happier I am. So I'm going to get both of these edge pieces put on there first. And then, effectively, I've only got 2 bits to worry about. There's that bit and that bit. So let's get that on there as well, with a screw through there. Pretty much got to line up in that, because it's sort of bayoneted in as well. And then the last one should, it's already fallen into place almost. That's going to go in there. So then I can come back around, tighten them all up, and we have our final head ring ready. Ready for what, you may ask? Ready to be assembled onto the head. We're actually doing that now as well. This is quite a build heavy episode. The video's got quite a lot of screwing and building in it. Let's get that on there. Tighten that last one down. That last one is not tightening down. Definitely in the hole. Right, just a little bit further. There we go. It just wasn't quite there yet. Right, so that's that. Then we need the rest of the head. It says, hold the completed ring with the DF08 connectors facing towards the assembled dome chassis. And then align the 2, as in step 2. Step 2 says to use the triangular pointer on the frame and the matching one on DF20. Right, where's the one on the frame? There's one there, look. So we'll line up that triangle, and that should be exactly right. It does. It feels like certain things have popped into place. Little pins are locating, not everywhere around, but most places around. So yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of wibble, little bit of wobble and arrangements to be done. So we're going to be putting this in place with 15 nuts and bolts. So the bolts, the nuts will go into all of these places around here, like that one there. I'll put that one in there. Slide it along into place. This is where it gets to be fun, because you need fingers everywhere. You need that finger in there to hold that in place. Then that screw will go through that hole, because the hole next to it is actually a peg. So that will go through there. Again, not tightened down, but held in place. So I'm going to make my way around doing all of these. I'm going to jump around, not physically, don't worry about that. But instead of starting at one side and working around, it's a good idea to move around to the other side, because that will make sure things line up a little bit better. So we'll get one more in, and then I shall call it a day. I won't call it a day. I'll be finishing doing this, but I'm not going to make you sit through me putting in 15 of these things, especially as it's going to look exactly the same afterwards as it does now. You're not going to see any noticeable difference. So that's 3 of those in. I'm going to fill in not all of these holes, but a lot more of these holes with screws and bolts. And then that will be that. That will be the head with the bottom frame assembled onto it, all ready to have nice electronics fitted into it and metal cover over the top and everything else. So that's that. Ready to start adding the internal electronics next time, as it says. So that's that. I'll finish this off, and I shall see you next time for more part work fun. When we're doing the last issue of this build, of this pack of builds, which is the battery connector that goes onto the other leg. So this is it for the head. Put that back aside. I'll bring the leg back out. And next time, I shall see you with that. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.